Well, tribal compacts are one of the key ways the tribes partner with the state of Oklahoma. House Speaker Charles McCall is in the hot seat this morning to discuss how the state wants to improve tribal relations and continue updating compacts.
And good morning and welcome to Hot Seat. I'm Scott Mitchell, and this is the Honorable Speaker of the Oklahoma House, Charles McCall.
Scott, good to see you.
Sir. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Of course.
I know that Oklahomans are discovering, if they haven't already, that the Oklahoma House and the Oklahoma Senate are really good at streaming these studies, even interim studies, as well as what happens to the session. Thanks, by the way, because not everybody can be out there for these.
Sure.
One particular note this week was a study, your interim study that happened in the House, and it was about tribal relations. And I saw it was an all-star lineup. Saw Governor Anna Tubby. I saw Chief Hoskin. I saw Chief Batten. It was just a lot of our state's most honorable leaders in their particular fields in those tribes. And the question I had was, why did you call these hearings to bring the leaders of some of our state's largest tribes? Why did you do that? And then I want to follow up about the why.
Sure. Well, Scott, the tribal compacts between the state and the tribal nations here in the state of Oklahoma is something that's been fairly relevant and an issue at the Capitol. We have some of those that are expiring, have expired. We actually extended them for a year around the tobacco and the motor vehicle compacts. But I've been in the legislature for 11 years, starting my 12th year. All of these compacts were ratified before my term of service began.
Back when people had Blackberries.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Our cultural change.
Right. And you have other compacts, fuel compacts coming up in another year. And these are all important agreements between the state of Oklahoma and tribal nations who are sovereign. And they are their own governments. And so compacts are the vehicle for government to agree on how things can operate functionally in the state of Oklahoma. But I haven't sponsored an interim study in probably 5 years as the speaker, but I felt this one was necessary because our legislative body, we all need to understand the history behind these compacts, the genesis, and find out what the prevailing issues were at that time, because we're going to be faced with extending those or putting together agreements for us to be able to move forward in the future, as some of them are expiring. Gaming compact, for instance, I believe memory serves me correct from what was shared in the interim study, 1988, the year I graduated from high school. That's been a few days ago.
Toka, by the way.
That is the Wampus Cats.
Okay.
But the legislature has turnover every 2 years. The executive branch has turnover. The staff that were in place at the time turns over. It's a good idea to revisit, have these conversations. I felt like it was very important. It turned out to be a great interim study.
Is there something likely to come from this?
I think yes, I think there will be some good things come from it. It is certain that with the 1-year extension, compact extensions of this year, that those will have to be addressed in some form or fashion next year. And so what we've allowed, kind of the plan that we followed, we've given the governor a period of time through these 1-year extensions to negotiate with the tribes, communicate directly with the tribes, to try to find an agreement. And we can continue to look to the governor to lead on that. But the legislature, we are deliberately setting the table and preparing to act if we need to act. And we do have the authority to act on our own. But I think it's always best when everybody's working together, pulling in the same direction for the solution, and I hope that's what happens.
Speaker Charles McCall is the longest-serving Oklahoma Speaker of the House in Oklahoma history and a member of the 88 Wampus Cats down in Atoka. So it's always good to see you.
Thank you, Scott.
Got a lot of work to do between now and the end of next session.
I'm excited about it.
Okay, thanks for being here, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching Hot Seat. See this again at news9.com/YourVoteCounts and news6.com/YourVoteCounts, and following on my socials at Mitchell Talks.